Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. So this is the finale, the end to all the Tom Cruise Mission Impossible films. And in fact, The Final Reckoning is a sequel. It's the second part to a two-parter. So Dead Reckoning being the first part, which came out about 2 years ago now, I think. So that was kind of my first concern, actually. Going into The Final Reckoning, did I need to see Dead Reckoning to understand what was going on? So, and I hadn't actually watched Dead Reckoning until just recently. I thought I better watch that film before I go into The Final Reckoning. Turns out you don't actually have to. I think they explain the situation at the beginning, and they kind of give you a bit of a catch up. So you don't necessarily have to watch Dead Reckoning to understand what's happening in The Final Reckoning, but it definitely helps. I think it definitely helps if you have watched the first part, Dead Reckoning. So what is happening? So there is an AI known as the Entity. It's taking over the world. In fact, it's actually now infiltrated intelligence agencies in various different countries and gaining control of nuclear weapons. So this is end of the world stuff that Ethan Hunt, played by Tom Cruise, has to save the day and save us all from. Now, the problem I found with this film, I just found it a bit too long. In fact, the word that keeps coming to my mind is it's too bloated. They knew this was the last one. They wanted to make this one the big send-off, which I understand, that's fine. They did tie up loose ends. They did make a lot of references to all the other films, and they appear to tie in quite well. I've never been a die-hard Mission Impossible fan, so I have lost track, so I can't say for sure, to be honest, if those loose ends are all tied up. But it came across like it was. But the problem I found with this was the scenes, like the action scenes, fantastic as always, typical Tom Cruise, typical Mission Impossible stuff, but they just seem to go on and on. And you kind of, sometimes I personally anyway felt as if, well, okay, I get it now. You've done that, but it kind of carried on more. And about an hour and a half into the film, I'm checking my watch, and there's another hour to go, and I'm thinking, crikey, another hour. To be fair, that final hour did go by pretty quickly. But I just felt as if this one just went on a bit too long. They definitely could have shaved off half an hour from this film. Having said that, look, it's their send-off. It's Tom Cruise's send-off. There's a nice little video, nice little clip right up before the film even starts. Tom Cruise, he's there talking to us, the audience, and it's his letter to the viewers, to the watchers. So I thought that was quite sweet, actually. I thought that was lovely. So despite the fact I felt it was too long, was it any good? Yeah. It's a fun film. It's if you've liked all the other Mission Impossible films, it's the same again. It's fun. The stunts are just amazing. The visuals are brilliant. The fact that Tom Cruise, it's in the trailer actually, where he's hanging off a plane. I've not watched the behind the scenes, but you could tell some of that was real. And the guy is just, I think he's nuts. He's crazy. But it helps. And you don't have that problem of too much CGI, and too much CGI, or at least obvious CGI. And I do think films have gone backwards when it comes to CGI. You can see it and it looks awful. So to do actual real stunts, have actual planes, etc., It really helps to add to the thrill, to the action, to the suspense. So I'm kind of holding back a bit as well because I don't want to reveal too much. I might actually do another video, a bit more in depth, but with the spoilers. But at the end of the day, I should point out the actors, the acting in this film. Again, can't fault it. I think they were absolutely brilliant, all of them. I want to give special attention to Hayley Atwell, actually. And I think she seems to be underused as an actor, but she did an amazing job in this film, as all of the actors did. So, is the film worth the big bucks of a cinema ticket? To a certain degree, yeah and no. That's a bit ambiguous, wasn't it? Look, if you can get yourself the discounted ticket, sometimes you get the cheap tickets, you get the 2-for-1s. It's Mission Impossible. Tom Cruise. It's got to be seen on the big screen. I would just have a strong coffee before you go in. But other than that, it's a good film. It's fun. If you want a fun time out, go see it. But you're in for the long haul. Anyway, check out my other videos. Give us a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.